Third down and 20.
Jake, we were talking about this guy at the beginning of the year. You were very adamant, sell Carson Wentz. And what did the Eagles do, Jake?
They they did exactly as I said. They sold him. They got rid of his ass. They shipped him out to Indy, sent him to middle of nowhere, get him out of Philadelphia. He couldn't handle it. Like I said, you should have cut bait when he was value was high. But overall, I thought the Eagles did what they could. They got back, a second and a third? Is that what they got? But I think it's going to turn into a first as long as he plays like 75% of the snaps. This happened early last week, so I think we're a little late to the party here. But overall, in terms of fantasy, I think obviously Jalen Hurts is now the presumed quarterback in Philadelphia, which I think people saw coming. And in Indy, I think Carson Wentz really has a chance to revive his career here just because he's going to have Jonathan Taylor behind him. He's got one of the best offensive lines in football in front of him. And he's got a very young weapon, two young weapons in Paris Campbell and Michael Pittman on the outside. I think it's a really good situation for Carson Wentz in Indy here.
All right, so we'll be real quick on this whole Carson Wentz thing, right? Do you guys think, right now, I don't even know what Carson Wentz could be worth for a fantasy team. Let's just say right now he's worth like a late first, maybe? What would you guys give up for him right now?
I think one of those picks right before Mac Jones. I think I'd rather have every other quarterback in the draft class right now, depending on landing spot. It seems like maybe I can buy him for more than Mac Jones. I don't know. I think that I'm a little bit out on Carson Wentz, and this is coming from someone that really liked Carson Wentz. I'm not going to trade draft picks to acquire Carson Wentz. Maybe if I can acquire him in a deal where players are getting thrown left and right, that's how I'd buy him. But aside from that, I really can't see myself paying a first-round pick to buy him.
I personally think he's probably worth like a late first this year, like pick 111, 112. I mean, maybe you could get the owner to sell you for an early second. I doubt it now that he's got traded to Indianapolis. They're probably high on him. But my real question, and what I'm trying to get to the bottom of, is do you think Carson Wentz's value 1 year from today is going to be higher or lower than it is currently? What do you guys think? Jake's saying higher. Frank?
I think it's going to be about the same.
About the same. I'm going to actually, I guess, we'll all be on different spots here. I'm going to say it's going to be lower. I just think, like, right now people are buying into the hype of, like Jake said, he's on a new team, best offensive line, got weapons, all that stuff. But it doesn't matter if Carson Wentz can't perform. And if he can't perform, the Colts are going to be like, see ya, we've got, like, so many all-pros on our team, and we just have, like, an incredible roster. Like, we're not going to waste time on you if you're not good and you're not going to lead us to the Super Bowl. Because let's be honest, the Colts could really win the Super Bowl. Like, they're one of the teams that could win the Super Bowl. And it doesn't make sense to spend time on Carson Wentz. The only other part of this trade, so I guess we're all on different parts there. Jake mentioned Jalen Hurts, right? I'm still not convinced.
Before we touch on Jalen Hurts, one quick thing on Carson Wentz here is I don't think his value can get any lower than it is right now. The guy was a second overall pick in the draft. He had an almost MVP season before he got hurt. To get him for an early second, late first, I think is very low. And I just think he has just all the weapons to succeed. The one thing I will say, though, is I think the Colts will have him on a short leash, and it's because of the trade that he's involved in. If he starts 75% of the snaps at quarterback this season, that second-round pick turns into a first-round pick. If he is not performing up to what they think, I think there's a good chance they bench him, even if it's for Jacoby Brissett or whoever they have as their backup quarterback moving into next year, just because they won't want to give up that first-round pick.
But to take the flip side, you said they're going to have a short leash for him, but like you said, his value can't be lower. If he's not the starter, like his value is gone. Like he's going to be worth less than Jimmy Garoppolo if they pull the leash on him. Like, and Jimmy
I personally don't think the leash actually gets pulled. I think he will be better than he was in Philadelphia. But I'm just saying, I think that's the opposite side. I think he will have a short leash due to this trade and the potential of it turning into a first-round pick. I don't think it actually happens, but I'm just throwing that out there.
All right, and on the flip side with the Philadelphia Eagles, are we convinced Jalen Hurts is the starter? Because I'm not. You're not. You're shaking your head. Frank, do you think Jalen Hurts is like definitely going to be a starter, or at least like 80% chance he's going to be the starter?
I think I'd lean on him being the starter. I think right now, for me, let's just think of it. Why are we hearing that the Eagles want their pick to be a quarterback in the media is because I think they want to trade out. I think that the Eagles are a team, they're so wildly over the cap, they have a ton of dead money, that they're a team, they need draft picks. They need more talent, young talent, cheap talent. How do you do that? You say, hey, I'm going to take a quarterback, and then all of a sudden, a team that actually needs a quarterback, like your rival, the Washington football team, has to give a whole lot more to go and get their guy. Let's just say that Justin Fields is on the board at 6. You've been putting out the rumors, hey, we might take him. All of a sudden, that price keeps going up. A couple teams start calling. So I think right now, for me, it's all smoke. I wouldn't be terribly surprised if they took a quarterback, but I'm not panic selling Jalen Hurts because I believe they are going to take a quarterback. If I'm someone that likes Jalen Hurts' talent, then I'm not selling him. It's a whole different question if you think that Jalen Hurts should be a starting quarterback or not. And I think that is the question you should be asking yourself as an owner, not are the Eagles going to draft a quarterback?
I just think you put up a good point. If Justin Fields is there at 6, which I don't think he'll drop that far, but if he does, I do think you got to take him there. I'm just a Justin Fields truther, I think, at this point, though. But, Jake, you got anything to add before we move on?
I agree with you. You don't pick this high in the draft that many times. I just think, also, I wasn't a fan of Jalen Hurts coming into the NFL. I thought he was kind of a gadget quarterback, kind of, Taysom Hill-like. Obviously, it's not the same because they're a little bit different there. Taysom Hill's faster, but, they're both runners that are okay passing the ball. I don't know. I just think if you got like an elite prospect there, I think even if Trey Lance is there at 6, I think you just got to take him, a guy that has such a high potential. I just think it's just a move to move on from Jalen Hurts because I didn't see his game translating to the NFL, and I still don't, even with his success that happened last season.
Before we move on, I do want to say something real quick about Jalen Hurts because I, like Jake, wasn't huge on Jalen Hurts coming into the NFL, but after watching the Eagles, I did a film analysis on the channel about the Eagles' offense with Wentz, and even then I said, I'm not sure that Jalen Hurts makes this football team better. He did make that football team better, and it was mainly because of his ability to stretch the field with his arm and because he was so good throwing off platform, which I really didn't expect out of him. When we saw Carson Wentz, he was not able to get out of the pocket consistently, and the times he did, he wasn't stretching the field. He wasn't stretching a defense. Defenses were able to blitz the Eagles. Teams were blitzing the Eagles, I believe it was 17% more than like any season in the past 3 years. So all of a sudden when Jalen Hurts comes into that, they tried that same game plan. It didn't work. I liked Jalen Hurts, and I really like what I saw. The one reason I don't think if I'm Howie Roseman, I'm taking a quarterback is not the issue of that offense. The issue of that offense is they went from having one of the best offensive lines in the league in 2017 to having one of the most atrocious groups I've ever seen watching film. You had a group of receivers that were extremely inconsistent. Just look at the Alshon Jeffrey play that we brought up on that film analysis against the Browns. He jumped and landed before the football got to him, and it ended up as an interception. I'm not sure you can really justify. I can understand they take quarterback the whole, we don't pick up here. If I'm the Eagles and I actually want to start winning football games, I need to rebuild what my football team was based around. We need to be able to run the football, we need to be able to protect the quarterback, and we need an actual number one receiver that is a threat in the red zone. Until they have that, I don't think they should take a quarterback.
The one thing I will say, though, about what you just said is, one, I like the receivers that I think are going to be available at the top of the second round when they pick again. I think they'll be able to get a very nice receiver at that pick. Also, their offensive line is coming back from injury. They're going to get Brandon Graham back. They're going to get Kelsey back, I believe. Like, they're going to get pieces. Oh, Kelsey retired, didn't he? Whatever. The point is that they're going to get pieces of this offensive line back. And the reason, like you said, that Hurts made this offense better was his ability to escape the pocket. I don't think that necessarily carries over into next season. Like you said, their offensive line was such a shit show that it just made Carson Wentz so ineffective. While Jalen Hurts actually can thrive in these, almost backyard football style plays where everything is just broken down and a mess.
The last thing I'll add, and then we can move on, is, and I don't know who this is an argument